Year 6 Maths Revision, Mixed Calculations and Topics, Spring 1, Part 5. There are 10 questions. For each number, you choose either A or B or do both. Pause the video while you work it out. When you are finished, press play and I will talk through the method and give the answer. I'd like you to do both of these. You need to write the name of the 3D shape and the number of vertices. Press pause. Okay, so this shape is a cylinder and it has 0 vertices. This shape is a cone and it has 1 vertices, or 1 vertex when it's 1. You have two 2D shapes here. The 2B, please do not write a star. You need to count the number of sides and tell me the name, the polygon name for that shape which has that number of sides. Press pause and then we'll work it out together. Okay, so 2A is a triangle. However, it's actually called a right angle triangle. And that is because this angle is 90 degrees. It's a perfect corner there. Now, you can tick it if you put triangle. However, if you put right hyphen angle triangle, you can have bonus points for that. Now, 1, 2, there's 2 sides there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I could have also just gone, well, there's 2 there. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So there's 10 sides. So it is a decagon. 3A and 3B. Press pause and then we'll work it out together. Okay. 1.82 times 5. Let's put our decimal point in the answer box. 5 times 2 is 10. Carry the 1, put the 0 there. 5 times 8 is 40 plus 1 is 41. 5 times 1 is 5 plus 4 is 9. So the answer there is 9.10. Now we have 2.73 multiplied by 32, so 2 digits this time. So let's put our decimal place here, and we need to put 2 of those because we are multiplying by 2 digits, so there'll be 2 rows, and then we need our total box. So 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 7 is 14. Let's put 4 here and carry the 1. 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1 is 5. I'm now going to cross that out and I'm going to cross out the 2 because I've finished with it. And I'm going to put 0 because I'm multiplying by 30. So 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 7 is 21. So the 1 goes here and the 2 goes there. 3 times 2 is 6 plus 2 is 8. So let's now add this. We've got 6 add 0 is 6. 9 add 4 is 13. Carry the 1. 5, 6, 7. So it's 87.36. Now we have a whole number, subtract a decimal. Press pause and we'll do it together after. Okay, 5 subtract 4.32. Let's put our answer box. Our decimal point goes here. And we are, unlike the last example, you have to line up like for like. And that's why we've lined up the 5 and the 4, because they're both in the ones column. I need to now put a decimal place and put a 0 here and a 0 here. So 0 subtract 2 we can't do, and we can't go next door to take 1 because next door is 0. So we go to here and we make that 4. Now we make this 10. Cross, make it 9, make it 10. 10 subtract 2 is 8. 9 subtract 3 is 6. 4 subtract 4 is 0. So the answer is 0.68. Okay, 18 subtract, actually, let me just put that into my square a bit better. 18 and I'm subtracting 5.62. Now look, I have had to line up the 5 and the 8 because those are in the ones column. And I've put a decimal point in my answer box. So I'm going to add on a decimal point and put 0, 0. And just as in the last example, I'm going to have to go to the 8, make that into 7, that's 10. Make that into 9, that's 10. 10 subtract 8, 2 is 8. 9 subtract 6 is 3. 7 subtract 5 is 2. And then we just have a 1 there. So the answer is 12.38. Now you have to add two sets of fractions. 5a is a set of fractions with different denominators, and 5b has a mixed number, and then you also have different denominators. So press pause and then unpause when you're ready. Okay, so we are going to have to change the denominator because we can't add fractions that have different denominators, 4 and 8. Now, I've just spotted that 8 is a multiple of 4. So that means I can change the 4 to 8. So I can keep 1/8. I don't need to write out my multiples of 4 and 8 because one of them is double the other. And I'm going to change this 4 into 8. I've doubled it. I've times it by 2. So I do the same thing to this 3. That's 6. So it's 6/8 add 1/8, which is 7/8. For 5b, I need to change 3/6 into an improper fraction before I can add. So I do 3 times 6, which is 18, and then I plus the top, that's 19. So this is 19/6 add 2/3. Now, I can't add them because they have different denominators, but I have noticed that 6 is a multiple of 3, just as in the last example. It's actually double. So if I write under here, 19/6 add, and I'm going to change 2/3 so that the denominator is 6. That means I've doubled 3, so I have to double the 2, so that's 4. So that is 23/6. Now, if I want to see if I want to write that as a mixed number, might want to pause your video and calculate this. But basically, I need to work out how many times does 6 go into 23. So if I count in 6s, 6, 12, 18, that's 3 wholes. So 3 wholes, and from 18 to 23, that's 5. So that's 5/6. So your answer can be 3 5/6 or 23/6. Now you have the exact same thing to do again. So press pause and then we'll go through it. Okay, so for 3/6 add 1/3. Well, we can't add them as they have different denominators, but 6 is double 3. So we can change the 1/3 into 6. So that becomes a 6. We've doubled it, so I'm going to double the top number, the numerator. The denominator is 6. It's 5/6. Now for this one, it's a subtraction. And we've got a mixed number. So we're going to change it to an improper fraction. We're going to do 1 times 5 is 5. Add that to the 4, which is 9. So it's 9/5. 9/5 take away 1/4. So we are going to have to change both of them to have the same denominator. And I've got a feeling we're going to end up with a very high numerator for the first one. So let's see. So the denominator is going to be 20 because 5, 10, 15, 20, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. So that is the new denominator. Going to change back to a different colour so that we don't get confused. So 20 is the new denominator. Okay, so I times 5 by 4. So I'm going to times 9 times 4. Now 9 times 4 is 36. If you didn't know how to do that, you could have written out your 9s or your 4s. So whatever you do to the bottom number, you do to the top number. So the denominator is the bottom number. We times it by 4 to get 20. So we do the same thing to the numerator. 9 times 4 is 36. Okay, so to make 4 into 20, I times it by 5. So I times that number there by 5. Now, the denominator stays the same, 20. And it's 36 take away 5, which... Guys, I just made a mistake, so I've had to edit the video and insert it in this clip. 36 20ths subtract 5 20ths is 31 20ths, and that's 1 whole and 11 20ths. So let's go on to now question 7. Okay, I'm going to start off with the first one here. 1/10 is 0.1 as a decimal. So if 1/10 is 0.1, can you work out what 2/10, 3/10, 4/10, 5/10 and 6/10 would be using this information? Press pause, and when you've done it, unpause. So 2/10 is 0.2, 3/10, 0.3, 4/10, 0.4, 5/10 is 0.5. Now, we've already seen 0.5 as a half, and that is because 1/2 is the same as 5/10, because look, 5 is half of 10, and 6/10 is 0.6. Now, I would like you to write these numbers as Roman numerals, and I'd like everyone to try all of this. So, press pause, and when you think you've done your best, unpause. Okay, 125. 100 is C, 20 is X, and 5 is V. So that's 125. 309. C is 300. Now, 9 is actually IX, because X is 10, and we take away the 1. I'm just underlining this so you can see the number, 309. 2,550, so 2,000 is M, 500 is D, and 50 is L. So it's MMDL. 2,425, so 2,000 Now 400, just like 4, we have to do 5 take away 1. For 400, we do 500 take away 100. So that's CD. D is 500, but we're taking away 100 because it comes first. And then for 25, it's XXV. So 2,425. I'd like you to round the numbers in 9A to the nearest 10 and the numbers in 9B to the nearest 100. Okay, so to the nearest 10, so 365. 6 is in the tens column, so it's either going to stay 6 or round up to 7, so 60 or 70. Now this is a 5. Now 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 we round up, so this is 370. And this number, we've got an 8 here, so we're either going to round down to 80 or round up to 90. We have a 9, so we round up, so it's 490 to the nearest 10. Now to the nearest 100, we've got 3,294. 200 is in the hundreds column. That means we're going to either round down to 200 or up to 300. And so we look at the tens digit, the one before, and it's a 9. So that means it is 3,300. 14,199. So we look at this digit here. This is a 9 before, so it's going to be 14,199. 200. Finally, you have some missing numbers. You have 85, add a missing number equals 100. And then you have 3 times 4 equals something divided by 10. Press pause, and when you think you're done, unpause. Okay, so 85 add something is 100. Well, if we do 100, subtract 85, we get 15. So that's how you do it. You do this, subtract 85, and you'll get your answer. And then if you check 85, add 15 is 100. You always check your answer. So this one, we have a balancing equation. That means that this side has to equal this side. 3 times 4 is 12. So something divided by 10 is 12. So I would do, if you do 10 times 12, you get 120. And 120 divided by 10 is 12. If you got any of these wrong and you still don't understand, go back and re-watch them. If you think I've made a mistake, let me know. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next.